Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jezebel Tourmaline. Thank you for joining me. It's been a little bit since I posted because I have been super busy at home with two kids that haven't been feeling so good. Um, so they are fighting a virus. I don't think it's the infamous one that everyone keeps talking about. Excuse me. My throat chakra is clearing. It's trying to open up. I feel like I need to do a major cleanse for many reasons. Personally, and then also for the collective, just all the different energies that I have been dealing with um, this week, and especially in the last 24 hours. I took my son to a hospital last night. We stayed for 5 hours. Then I was just too tired. I decided to take us home and to rest. It was late. So he's congested. He's super young. He's only 4 months old. So, naturally I was concerned. I bought the Vicks vaporizer and the special inserts for it to loosen up the congestion. So I think that that's been helping. I've been hearing it clear, but when you're hearing that raspiness and that congestion clearing, like it can be like alarming and concerning, especially when they're so young. Um, so I took him in, but we stayed for 5 hours and then left because we just didn't get seen. So I'm like, okay, well, if he's not prioritized at somewhere near the top of the queue, I guess they're not that concerned. So it's really sad that our hospitals are so overrun like this, and unfortunately we don't have a family doctor. um, Most of the clinics, it's virtual because of the COVID disaster. I keep wanting to say fiasco because it sounds more like a fiasco than a disaster. But anyways, so because of all that not so hot mess, everything's virtual, even the clinics. And I'm sorry, my a doctor cannot take a stethoscope to my son's chest virtually. Like, I mean, am I right? Can I get an amen? I should probably cut this bracelet off now. So yeah, had a busy week. Hadn't been able to do any of my videos because children are quite demanding, especially when they're not feeling well. But that's okay. I'm super grateful, anyways. So it's a Saturday afternoon up here in Canada, and I'm grateful to be alive. Grateful to have a roof over my head. Grateful to have a vehicle in the driveway. Of course, I'm grateful for my children. That's a given. Grateful for my spiritual connection with the divine and with the guidance and assistance of my spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Grateful for tools that are given to us, such as prayer and crystals and oracle cards, candles, water, earth, plants. I actually got myself a plant the other day. He's so cute. I'm hoping that I can foster this one and it doesn't die off on me. So I'm trying to be more careful lately too with the words that I say and I'm what I'm manifesting, what I'm putting out there, because for the last couple years, I don't know, it's so strange. It's like as if I've been in a trance, and this information and this knowledge that I knew and that I had went back into like a dormant mode. And I haven't been practicing like I should, in spiritual matters. Like I know a lot better than what I've been doing the last couple of years. I know a lot better, and I know why I got blindsided and distracted, and it has a lot to do with past life issues, and the karmic cycle, difficult lessons, um, internal lessons, external lessons, and also some of the people that I have yet to finish the cord cutting process with. We'll just put it that way. So yeah, so this is my new baby. She's so pretty. I don't think she has a name, but we can name her. I think she looks like a Melinda, so we're gonna name her Melinda. Okay, so it's actually it's kind of neat. Like about 2 minutes before I sat down and did this video, I was thinking about it and getting centered, and then coming on to speak. And so I gave my son his soother to make sure, like, we wouldn't hear so much background noise. And then this meditation music just started randomly playing from my computer. And I'm just like, I know that spirit, that's my angels, guides, whatever you want to believe in. Universal energy, like it's all the same. So anyways, so the weekends, I had originally said that I was going to reserve for Savior Saturdays and just discuss Jesus, his teachings, reading his actual words, though, not what others are interpreting them to be. However, today I feel really drawn to the Divine Femme Oracle deck. So this is the Divine Feminine Oracle. It is a deck by Megan Watterson. I'll show it to you. We will likely still be interrupted by my son, just a forewarning. But it's okay. He's a cutie. He makes some great cameo experiences. Yeah. All of my children, the natural performers like their mother, and they like to be on screen. My girls are great singers. My son probably will be as well. Okay. So lately, I have been connecting back with Mother Mary. She has been a deity, an influence, a Holy Spirit in my life since I was a child. And you know what? It's sad to say that even when we know better, flying cards, jumping cards, even when we know better, we still, as humans, can get distracted and thrown off course. This life and the pain and the emotions and the limited abilities, it's something else. It's a whole other experience, completely forgetting who you are, like amnesia, and then trying to wake up to it, you know. Okay, so the jumping card that I've selected, I haven't looked at it yet. I love this deck though. Like, it's the illustrations are amazing. Okay, so the card that I pulled is Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Nice. That's really nice. The goddess of devotion. Cool. So that's the energy that is coming forth for us for now. The goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I think that's a great affirmation that we can practice. If we can say it aloud 3 times. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I'm a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. It's beautiful illustrations. Please excuse my poor camera quality. It's the quality of the camera. So today is Thanksgiving Day weekend here in Canada. And it's just going to be my wee boy and I. And then on Monday, my young daughter, Grace, will be joining me. The other two are out with their aunt. And that's okay. I got to see my Mackenzie on Thursday. So it's nice. I am going to burn some incense and do some more energy clearing. The one that I found recently, it's the Ganesh Sticks brand, and it's Dragon's Blood. And it's a custom blend of incense. And of course, I was drawn by the name Dragon's Blood. Come on, how cool is that? Oh, I love smelling this one so much. I don't burn the whole stick because I don't want it to be too much for the apartment or the children. And I don't use typical incense holders or snuffers. I actually usually stick my incense stick in a plant. And then to put it out, I just insert the fire end into the soil and it puts it out. There is something really magical and powerful about connecting fire with the earth and the air and the water and the using all the elements. And then, of course, the good smoke, because not all smoke is great for us. But this helps too. I find that this is very healing. Unfortunately, I don't have any sage currently. I'm missing my sage, my sweetgrass. I do have some cedar in my pocket that I found on a walk yesterday. But we work with the tools that we have. I'm a big fan of crystals. It's important for us to remember to clear our crystals, though. My favorite method is by water. Also, the sun and the moon can charge things like crystals, and there's these ornaments. Some people call them like witches' intention ornaments. They can be cleansed by the moon as well. So I'm going to draw us a message now from the Oracle deck, the Jesus Oracle deck. It's called the Loving Words from Jesus. This is a deck that was made by Doreen Virtue, and the artwork was done by Greg Olson. So I find that the Jesus Oracle deck is a good accompaniment with the Divine Feminine Oracle. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14. It's the one card that was in the deck that was faced backwards from all the cards. So I like to use these two decks together because for me, it's the Divine Feminine complementing the Divine Masculine. Because to me, the real essence of Divine Masculine lies in Jesus Christ. And he is the example that all other Divine Feminines should be looking to, or anyone attempting to be on that path and to be in the divine feminine, owning that with your soul, acting as, as a divine would, the nobility. So I'm going to ask Jesus, our friend Jesus, to come through with a message for us. What message do you have for the collective consciousness? What message do you have for anyone that this video may reach? Time and space is an illusion. Trusting that this message finds you when it is supposed to. Nothing shall be impossible unto you. Matthew 17:20. Give and it is excuse me. Try not to jumble my words, managing energies. Give and it shall be given unto you. Luke 6:3-8. And then our third card is peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. John chapter 14, verse 27. I love that one. That one's a reoccurring one for me. So, Matthew 17:20, nothing shall be impossible unto you. There's another scripture that talks about something along the lines of, Jesus says that we can do all that he does and even greater. So, this is the scripture that reminds me of that. Nothing shall be impossible unto you. Matthew 17:20. And then we have give and it shall be given unto you. Luke 6:3-8. And then we also have peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. John chapter 14, verse 27. Oh, wow, that's verse 27. Okay, now another message makes sense. So there's also the mystic of peace. That divine femme, that oracle card keeps coming through to me as well. And it usually comes up with this one, so they complement each other. I'm going to pull some more messages from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. After I finish my cold coffee. That's okay. Grateful for coffee, even when it's cold. Actually, I'm going to pause the video and make myself another one. Hello, hello. I am back with my coffee. I have the sweetest little baby staring at me right now. Oh, he's so cute. I bought a GoPro action camera with like this head strap where I put the camera in, so when I'm taking home videos I can really like focus in on my kids. And it's kind of like through like in a spiritual sense through like a third eye perspective, because the camera is literally going to be like strapped like here. It's going to be center of my forehead, so I won't be in the video. It'll just be like my interactions with the kids, which is obviously really important for memories. I have no memories of that sort of my childhood. I have no pictures from my childhood. No videos, nothing like that. And I definitely want different for my children. I want to savor our memories and the moments and to look back on them, um, and like holiday tradition or something, going through the photo album, things like that. Excuse my bare shoulders for anyone that, if it's bothering you, it's warm in my apartment. If that is an issue of yours, I suggest that you do some exposure therapy at a nudist colony in the south or something. I'm actually going to turn on my fan. Okay, we got the AC going, the fan going, the vaporizer going, and the incense. So that should be enough circulation for the princess to feel confident enough to come through with some messages. So getting back to the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. So I almost made a mistake last night. Go figure, me a mistake. Imagine. I almost went to visit an ex. I entertained the idea. I thought about it. I've been alone for a while, and it gets to you at times sometimes. So anyways, I didn't go though. My son, as I said earlier in this video, wasn't feeling good still, so figured, you know what? Try to take him in, get a doctor to listen to the congestion, see where it's at. Obviously, I'm not going to send a sick child to a babysitter. No, that's him. So, when our babies are sick, we should be close to them and monitoring their symptoms and all that. So this ex of mine didn't understand that. Typical narcissist, not compassionate, not understanding, not really giving a fuck. So that's fine. The proper thing might have been like, okay, well, you know what? Let's talk on the phone or text or something, or have like a virtual date. You can't, be with me there in person or whatever. But instead, this person pulls like a hissy fit, gets pissed off that I'm not running to like their beck and call and getting a babysitter and this and that, and I'm just like, dude, like seriously, I'm at a hospital with my child. Like, come on. And you know what? That's not the kind of person you want to be with. Ladies, that is not the kind of man that you want to be fucking with. Someone that doesn't understand when your kid is sick. And this person's a father. Like, he should know better. You would think. So, Divine Feminine, give me some messages. Give me some strength cards pertaining to my situation last night. Recognizing that I am a part of the collective and the Divine Femme, and what affects me will affect my sisters, and in turn, I'm going to pull 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so interesting. So the second card that I pulled, I actually had this person in my head. I envisioned them just like 10 minutes ago. So that's really neat that they're coming through now. Now, please excuse my pronunciation because I don't know how to pronounce some of the names. Okay, but I will show you the illustrations and I will do my best. So, Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Amaterasu, we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. This is the goddess of the light, which is what a lot of us pledged to do, was to be here and to be goddesses of light. I'm not going to pronounce this either. Yeshi Sogyal, I'm gonna have to Google this because I know I'm butchering these names and I apologize. No disrespect. The Lady of the Lotus Born. This is the one that I envisioned in my head like 15 minutes ago when I was making my coffee. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. And feel free to practice these affirmations out loud. It's very helpful and repetitive so that we can reprogram our minds to be as we want and not have outside external influences programming us. Choosing what we feed our minds. It's so important instead of that static noise or that stagnant energy or any of the darkness or the stress and the worry of today. So again, embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. And then we have the cosmic egg, the divine feminine. As our third card. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. I hold the force within me. Sorry, I got that wrong. I hold the universe within me. Well, I suppose I could have gotten it right too. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. One more time, please say it with me. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. So I have found that sitting cross-legged is a good way for me to hold center, but it's also a good stretch for my knees because I've issues with my knees sometimes, especially my right. With young kids, you carry so much luggage, so I often balance a lot of the weight off my right knee. And I believe this is a yoga position. However, I haven't really studied yoga, so I sometimes do like stretching and yoga, but what I call it is an intuitive yoga, and I don't know if that exists or not, but it does for me. So my soul knows which way it needs to move during like stretching, yoga, meditations. So I haven't learned that. I kind of just like go on instinct, but of course I'm always open and eager to be learning new things all the time. I believe that we are put on this earth and we are given just a limited amount of time to ascend in the ways that we want to become who we need to, and to excel and just absorb whatever information for our evolution as possible. And so, it's a task. This life itself is a job, it's a work, it's a study. It's important. It's important that we're not wasting our lives and wasting our time here on things that aren't going to be fulfilling for our soul and benefit our soul and what our true purpose is. The next card I have pulled is Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary. And you can repeat this with me if you'd like. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. The rule of three states that repeating something 3 times and practicing something 3 times, anything in a cycle of 3, it's easier for our minds to retain. I had to pick up my little buddy. This is my baby Jesus. And Mr. Cute. So, the final card that I pulled from the Divine Feminine deck is Sarada Devi, the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Hey, hello, world. So it's kind of hard to shuffle a deck when a baby's in your hands. Hooray! This deck is my Mother Mary Oracle deck. It's by Alana Fairchild. Protection, Miracles, and Grace of the Holy Mother. So she is who I'm choosing to devote myself and my studies to. And any mission that I have here that I'm supposed to carry out. I'm choosing to embrace the Divine Feminine. I'm releasing the Divine Masculine. And I am embracing only that of Jesus' teachings, his true teachings, and Jesus energy, Christ consciousness. As for the rest, I have no use for. Divine Masculine has been extremely ugly over so many years that I cannot even number it. The Divine Feminine have been oppressed for so long, for far too long. And it should have never been this way, because the truth is, we are the life bringers. And how it got so far off track and for so long and for so out of hand, I don't understand. You know, we've had so many strong women over centuries come through that have tried to make this shift, and it's been a slow progression to bring empowerment back to the Divine Femme, to stop quieting her light, to embrace it. I am angry and at this patriarchal society that has gone out of control for so long. I am angry at the injustices of it all. I am angry at the poor treatment of women and children, and it has to change. And the examples of the so-called divine masculine that have come before us, it's no wonder that we are so far off track. Dating back to even the god of Cronus, his time. He was supposedly a self-created god, um, father of time. He swallowed his children. Older brother Zeus. I don't know why I said Bruce. If there's Bruce watching this, I need to hear this message. Older brother Zeus rescued the siblings. Some of the siblings had children with each other, married each other. You know what? There was always oppression of women. Like, even then, roll off the tongue. Poseidon was one of the brothers. He raped his sister Demeter. And that was okay because he was a male god. He raped Medusa. And that was seemingly okay because he was a male god and she was just a Gorgon female. I am sick of the masculine energies in this world thinking that it is okay to do what they want, when they want, at anyone's expense, as long as it doesn't interfere with what they want. And it needs to end. The shift needs to happen. I vow to raise my son right and raise my son proper, to love, respect, and venerate women as the goddesses that we are. I do have internal conflictions because my upbringing as a child was Roman Catholic. So, of course, we envision the Tsar of the Heavens. Now, when I think of a Tsar of the Heavens, I think of Zeus and how he sold his daughter to Hades, or gave up his daughter, Persephone, to Hades behind Demeter's back, and how Demeter roamed the earth in mourning, and how that is why the seasons are as they are. Or how poor Medusa, who was devoted to her goddess and learning and studying, and how she was taken advantage of by Poseidon and then cursed to be this snake-headed monster this hair of snakes, who was murdered. Okay. So she comes back again and again and again to try to set it right. It's all one vicious cycle. And Jezebel. We're going to talk about the controversial Jezebel of the Bible. If I don't cheer for my sister, if I don't have hope for my sister, then I am cursing against myself. We are all part of the same divine feminine collective. I need to believe change is possible. I need to believe in the power of love. I need to believe in forgiveness. I need to understand it. I need to embrace other people and their differences and not cast judgment, to accept people for who they are, for what they are. I don't believe that one soul's mistakes from one or even a few lifetimes should forever, for eternity, damn their soul, to be captives of hell. Hell is a whole different story. I think it's here. It's just on a different dimension, and it depends what frequency we're vibrating at. You can get stuck in hell because you love someone that brings you down into the bottomless pits of hell. Yeah. It's easy to get fooled by the devil. There's many of us women have. And the devil manifests in different ways for different people. There are many devils of this world. Same energy, same entity. Just as God works through people, so does he. And to give him less power, you can call him ego because it works in the same way. Hello. Do not give power to what is not honorable. You can simplify it and downplay him to ego. Rid ourselves of the ego, we rid ourselves of that particular force. This is my special little boy. He has this mark in his side, just as Jesus did, the piercing of the on the cross, the spear to his chest. My son has the same marking, same birthmark. I always thought he was my little Jesus, that he came back to me. My Mr. Cute. He's so peaceful. He has the deepest eyes, and he's so sweet and so pure. I'm gonna raise him right, raise him to be like Jesus, and love him the best way I can. Conceived under painful circumstances, but worth it. Because he's my love. And he's precious. Precious to me. And I know his sisters love him. Yeah. Yeah. Think Mama put you down so I can finish my reading? Yeah. You say hi first. You say goodbye. Hold on. Zach, you looking at Mommy's cards? You are such a drooly face. Oh my goodness. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. Yuck. Who's that, buddy? Who's that? Say hi. Hello. Hello. Hello, world. Yeah, it was a difficult conception, difficult pregnancy, difficult delivery. I felt like I was running from King Herod the whole time. Hello. Baby. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to put him down for a second and come back and do the reading. Hello, I'm back. Wanted to show my other new plant that I bought myself this week. This is the heather plant. It's so beautiful, but it's so delicate. It's really nice if you can find a basket weaver that makes these. Really beautiful. Super pricey though. Like it takes a while. Like it's good quality work because you need to be so delicate with it. Yeah. So I'm just like embracing the plant life and that part of me that is or was Lemurian. I have had 27 lives, and I'm just beginning to learn more and wake up to everything that has been. I remember using juniper juniper berries as lipstick. Yeah. So I've been doing some past life regression work lately. I've been taking a couple courses through the Unity of Sedona and Michael Meerdad. There's also a fall equinox that I attended, and different teachers and different lecturers. So one of the, no, it was no, it wasn't the Akashic Records. We did a workshop on the Akashic Records, and then we did a past life regression one. And the woman that was guiding us through was talking about the fall of Atlantis. And she wanted us to envision where we were when it happened. So all I remember was, and I was in a laying down position because like I was attending the course over Zoom. So I'm laying on my couch and doing the visualizations, and what had come to me was I was in some kind of palace, and I say that because it was so tall, and there was these columns, and I had my infant son in my arms, and he is actually the same infant son that I have with me today in this life, and at the same age, which is kind of neat. But he was in my arms, and I had this long, beautiful evening gown, this long, flowy dress. It was this light purple, like lilac in color, and long brown hair. Half of it was up, half of it was down at the back. And I just remember him being in my arms, and the crumbling, the walls started crumbling in on us. I don't know if the walls were made of like a clay or something, but the walls, the pillars, the columns, like everything started crumbling in on us. So I believe that it must have been an earthquake, because that's what I'm getting from that. And I looked to my partner helplessly, and that was it. I woke up. And so that's what I remember from that. And what I took from that dream or vision was that we were in that time period. We were of nobility. And I know that because of the surroundings, but also from what I was wearing. Now, this purple dress was like, this light purple dress was so extravagant, and it had like this scarf like thing like attached to it. It was like quality that you would recognize on nobility, and that's what kept coming through for me. So yeah, that's about it. Some other past life work I've been doing. I'm just putting together the puzzles and the pieces and the time periods. I had entertained the idea that I might have been Jezebel, Queen of Israel. However, since I was a little girl, I have resonated that I am, or I was, Mary of Magdala. And I have always resonated with this. Since I was a little girl, I have felt close to her energy, drawn her energy. I've always had a connection and relationship with Jesus. I've had a connection with Mother Mary, to the point where she came to me when I was 8 years old, as an actual full-blown apparition sitting on my Earth Mother's bed. And she came to me with a message. So I know for a fact that it's all real, and that this is my soul family. I don't know all, I don't know everything, but I'm eager to learn, and I'm able to learn. I'm ready, I'm open, and I'm not cocky, I'm not conceited. I try to be humble. I try to act with integrity. I try to live in a heart-mind state, and to not be carried away with emotions. So recently, when I was speaking with a spiritual teacher of mine, he was communicating that Jezebel had reincarnated into Herod's daughter at one point, and she had done that dance of celebration for the father in order for him to order for John the Baptist to be beheaded. So now, in hearing this and thinking about this, and I trust this teacher's judgment and teachings like inexplicably amount. Like he is the closest thing to Christ consciousness that I have met in this life. So that's who I follow. That's where I want to be. Obviously, I'm not. I am being mindful not to put anyone on a pedestal. We are all humans. We all have our shortcomings. Some are more evolved than others, and but we all have something to teach each other. So, anyways, getting back to that thought, I digress. Jesus, yes, okay. I am going to pull another card of his. So the beheading of John the Baptist, that broke my heart when I heard that, because you know what? John was my friend. And that's not accurate. So either he is wrong or I am wrong. And it makes more sense for me to be wrong. And that's okay. I will admit when I'm wrong. However, what I had understood, and it's possible that the Jezebel spirit has tricked me, because you know what, that's kind of her speed. Yeah, I had thought that I was possibly Jezebel, and then later on reincarnated as Mary Magdala, and that's why Mary was born with those 7 demons that Jesus had to heal her from. So there's that. But then when my teacher was telling me that no, she was King Herod's daughter, and then I thought twice, and so because John the Baptist was my friend, so that wouldn't be accurate. And I know that. But that's okay. But in keeping with the singleness of purpose for the law of attraction, that's the law of oneness, law of oneness, is bringing the universal collective together, unity and harmony, striking out division, striking out separatism. So in keeping in mind with that singleness of purpose, I have a responsibility to my sister, the Jezebel spirit, and I do feel closeness with this spirit. Now, perhaps she's an archetype of mine. I need to study more about archetypes and their meanings and how it works in our lives, but I still feel a connection to this spirit. I have and share some of her same memories, and I don't know if it's because we are all part of the Divine Feminine Collective, but I can remember and I can empathize with losing a son, which she did before she was tossed off the balcony to be eaten by wild dogs. I can remember those memories. And I do have a fear of dogs as well, of that kind of thing, of being attacked by dogs. So there's that. But I also very strongly resonate with Mary of Magdala. So if it's not possible that Jezebel was Mary of Magdala, which I think that she was, and that's why she was born with those 7 demons, and Jesus had to heal her of it. So who knows, right? I mean, we'll know eventually. Eventually the truth will come out about everything, about who everyone is and why we were here and the roles that we played. It's only a matter of time. But we can beat the game if we become enlightened, and if we ascend, then the answers will come quicker and we'll be ahead of the rest. Sorry, I just had to say it. The race to freedom, the race to success, the race to the hierarchy. Ask and it shall be given you. Matthew 7:7. Sevens is a number that like is constantly manifesting in my life. So my son was born 7 pounds 7 ounces just in May. It's kind of interesting too. I love learning about astrology and stuff too. I added up the numbers of his birth, May 28th, 2021, and it equals 20. And then yeah, my phone number actually ends with seven, like 4 sevens, 7777. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I have to hold on to this number. Okay. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Matthew 25:21. Now, you would think that a person like me that has experienced the things that she has and witnessed the divine feminine and the divine masculine and had visions, dreams, revelations all her life, you would think that someone like me in that position could stay on track and not get caught up with the darkness of the world. And I was caught up in addictions for a while. I was caught up in domestic violence. I had these unhealthy reoccurring cycles. But you know what is the best thing about my struggles on this planet is that I can bring my experience, strength, hope, wisdom to other people. I can relate to the people of this world that are hurting. Sorry, 1 second. Babe, where's your sword? Where'd it go? Where's your sword? Mommy's trying to do a reading. Take your sword. Come on. Okay, try again. All right, so I just opened the Divine Feminine, the Ultimate Divine Feminine, the Mother Mary Oracle deck, and not exactly sure how this happened, but Spirit works in mysterious ways. Some of the Divine Feminine Oracle decks ended up in my Mother Mary Oracle cards. So the card that I'm drawing, that I'm going to bring forth, is Ariadne. Brutaling the name. I'm sorry. She is the mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Oh, that reminds me of like walking that dark tunnel in the underworld or afterlife or whatever you want to call it. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. It's so creepy and ominous. Yeah. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Reminds me of this dream that I had about a week ago. I had a really bizarre dream that I was at this hospital and I had to go walk through the people. I had to find the dead that were hiding amongst the living and take the dead out of there. And it was so fucking bizarre. It tripped me out so much. Oh my god, I was up and I was scared. So Mistress of the Labyrinth, my soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Very nice. The other Divine Feminine card that was mixed up with the Mother Mary Oracle card. Oh. Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. Okay, so we're going to repeat that one a couple times. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. I love those stars all around her. It's such a beautiful image. And the bottom of the deck is Our Lady of Nourishment, card 34. Hi, Bunny. I'm going to read that one aloud for y'all. If my little angel will cooperate. Okay. Oh. Releasing tensions. Our Lady of Nourishment. Do you hunger, my child, for love, for security, for knowing that all will be well? Do you hunger for food, for possessions, for relationships, for opportunities to be free in the world and to make your mark? Do you hunger, my child, for feelings of tenderness, appreciation, and acknowledgement? Let me fulfill that hunger now through the divine presence and the bounty that it brings. Let me fulfill that hunger that you may know fullness, not only fed by the spiritual worlds, but nourished through delight in your precious life in this physical world through which you are approaching your spiritual enlightenment. In the physical world, hunger can be painful. It can be the very real physical suffering of impoverished bodies. Hunger can also exist as a subtle but just as real and at another level just as painful spiritual poverty that threatens the continuing existence of the human soul. The human soul is most precious. It is what allows for wild animals and sublime spirit to unite, for flesh to become sacred, and for spirit to become tangible, that it may live in the world as love. It is so extraordinary that any explanation of it in words are limited at best. To put it mildly, the human soul is worth fighting for. And trust me, it is a fight because ego wants to keep your soul, his prisoner, his captive, his minion. It is the part of us that feels, that has compassion, creativity, and connection to the living reality of the body and the natural world. It just knows when something is genuinely true and therefore coming from love or false and therefore not coming from love. So the nothing, the nothing, the nothing, the nothing that we don't want to be a part of. You want to be a part of the nothing, you're going to burn out and evaporate into the universe. It is interested in wrong and right, in judgment and one belief system over another. The human soul wants to thrive. The only world it knows to be true is love. Without the human soul, without the human soul, this whole divine experiment of Earth's school cannot come to its fruition of a radiant world of illuminated beings contributing tremendous waves of love to our universe. We have so much power available to us as a species. You only have to feel the energy at a football match to understand that group power is considerable. Strength in numbers. However, if the soul is not present, that power is unable to be directed into constructive channels to improve our worlds. Imagine all the potent emotional intensity that is poured into a championship sports event being instead sent with intention that a political issue be resolved, for example, or an environmental issue be supported financially. One person has tremendous power to create difference in the world. Imagine how much power and energy could be generated for the greater good by a group of conscious people with great passion, working together with conscious intent. Intent is everything. Intent is the power of the witches. Intent is when you light a candle and you make a wish. Intent is manifestation. Intent is law of attraction. Working together with conscious intent. What is it that we want? What are we manifesting into our lives, into our universe, into our reality, into our surroundings? What are we projecting? One person has tremendous power to create difference in the world. Imagine how much power and energy could be generated for the greater good by a group of conscious people with great passion. Working together with conscious intent would make human beings very potent spiritual change agents, and the world would be transformed so quickly in a flash. And of course, then there's the human soul that you have, beloved. Apart from the power of contributing through a group, you have a very important role as an individual being. You, my beloved, understand something of the spiritual truths that are still hidden from the masses, or that they're asleep to, who are fearful and cannot understand as yet. You are one of the children of the Divine Mother, one of those who walks the path of the living Christ to assist with raising consciousness on this planet and bringing the spirit into the body so that a human soul can be born. About connecting with our divinity, connecting with our higher self. No matter what hungers you may have for status or wealth or pleasure or contentment or service or passion or freedom or more, at the core of any hunger is a hunger for a soul. It might be masquerading at times as a hunger for power, relationship, money, or chocolate. Yet underneath all of that, there lies the hunger for life. And life is only directly experienced through the human soul. The mind alone cannot do it. There is no feeling function there. The body alone cannot do it. There is no self-awareness there. It is the mind and body together through the soul which creates the capacity to experience and be transformed and nourished through that experience. Without this, it is like being at the most amazing buffet, so very hungry that you are ravenous, but having no mouth from which to eat. Surely one definition of hell. This reminds me of how I am gluten free and have celiac. And anytime I go to a buffet, that's what it's like. I'm just like looking at all these foods or these functions or these dinners that, don't cater to gluten intolerances. And you're like literally salivating because like you're so hungry and you're looking around and you can't eat it. You can't digest it. You can't partake. Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message. Your hungers will be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungering for. Yes, there may be moments of desire for a car or a pair of shoes, but if you allow her, she will guide you far deeper into what you are truly hungering after so that your hunger can actually be fed. After all, if you are hungry for light, darkness will never sate your hunger, no matter how much of it you try to consume. She asks that you turn to her with your desires and ask for her help. Sorry, buddy. Hold on. Okay. You can finish the reading, my mama. All right. Okay. Ready? Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message. Your hungers will never be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungry for. So that's hungers for anything. Sometimes we eat our feelings, and I am guilty of this at times, being an emotional eater. Sometimes we think like we're hungering for drugs or alcohol. That's a sad cycle to be a part of. I'm grateful for my sobriety. So we hunger for different things. There's this song that I'm reminded of. It's one of my favorite songs. It's a Christian song, and it goes, it's called "Fill My Cup, Lord." My throat chakra is like, I'm going crazy right now. It's all like scratching and stuff. This is trying to clear. That was a song that I used to sing at church. It was a church that I eloped at, and I haven't been back because I've been embarrassed because my marriage was such a joke. It didn't even last a day. Well, although to him it did, but within the same day he was already breaking his marriage vows, and it was never really valid. The love and the hope was there, but it was an illusion, apparently. Um, Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message. Your hungers will be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungry for. Yes, there may be moments of desire for a car or a pair of shoes, as long as they're not high heels. I hate walking in high heels. It's so difficult. Can't run in them either. Oh my god, that reminds me of this. Recently, it was September 11th, and I was like reminiscing about the terrorist attacks and watching videos on it on YouTube, and I devoted my prayers and thoughts to to the victims and their families. There was one recovery story where this woman had made it out of the building, and she had high heels on, and she stated how she had tried to run in the heels, but she had to take them off, and walking through the debris, cutting up her feet while holding her high heels. And there was actually a picture that was photographed of her on that day in that setting, and it was just phenomenal. So much sadness around that, and then what's happening on the other side of the world right now with the Taliban and their recent takeovers, and then the U.S. pulling out of that situation. I really feel for the women and children that are left behind. Really sad. And I will continue to pray for them. If you allow her, she will lead you far deeper into what you are truly hungering after, so that your hunger can actually be fed. So you actually be satisfied. So there's not that endless, bottomless pit that we keep trying to fill. This is God realized whole. It can only be fed and filled by the Holy Spirit. If you are hungry for light, darkness will never sate your hunger, no matter how much of it you try to consume. The Holy Mother asks that you turn to her with your desires and ask for help. She will not judge you or condemn you. She will help you. Sometimes she may show you that what you think you want is actually not what you need or want in truth. She will do so with mercy if you ask her to. If I ever have another daughter, I'm going to name her Mercy. I love that name. The healing process for this oracle will help you. Finally, if you are not sure how this relates to you, then know this within you. Even if it is not conscious as yet, there is a great hunger and yearning that is soon to emerge. I'm conscious of it. And not just my own hunger, but I also feel the collective's hunger too, as being an empath and an energy worker. I am literally like a sponge. No matter where I go or what I experience, I am absorbing everything and I'm so aware of it. I have to every single day do clearings, energy work, chakra work, meditations, and spiritual study. Because this world is just that full of shit. And I mean it. This is an expression of a spiritual call of your own soul to life, a desire to live somewhat fuller, more fearlessly, and with great understanding than before. It might manifest in a practical sense as a desire to travel or to communicate with people who are open-minded and willing to listen to you, and who want to speak about all sorts of topics. I do want to travel. I want to travel to Arizona. I want to visit my church. I want to travel to many places, but that's first on my bucket list. It might manifest in a practical sense as a desire to travel or to communicate with people who are open-minded and willing to listen to you, and who want to speak about all sorts of topics. Yeah, it's so difficult being a Reiki practitioner and energy worker sometimes, because like people like often they judge you, they don't take you seriously, they don't understand it. A lot of them like label you as like crazy and like out to lunch, and like my Reiki work and energy work, like I do often like mostly the clearings and stuff in alone in person, like just with myself and my higher beings and my guides, because my attunements and downloads and energy clearings and transmuting of energies can be very vocal, and also with movement, lots of movement and vocals and breath work, and it's intense. And I know that people don't understand, and like that's why, and I can't always like, I can block off downloads and attunements, but I can't always like close it off. Like when messages want to come through, they want to come through, and like when I'm shutting that door and closing it off, then I'm just like limiting myself, like when I want to nurture that connection. So being around people that are nurturing their soul and nurturing their connection with the divine, that's like-minded people to my situation. Those are the kind of people that I want to be around, not the kind of people that want to stifle it and shut it off and praise other things, and hold like other priorities, aside from spiritual fulfillment. So it's good to be around like-minded people, and unfortunately some areas of the world that's hard to find, and people are afraid to talk about it and to come forward because they don't want to be labeled as crazy. Perhaps people have had experiences of being locked up, and being called delusional for channeling, and it's really, really sad. Like the doubt, the judgment. Obviously, like there's reasons for hospitals, psychiatric facilities, all of that. Obviously, if anyone is a danger to themselves or others, then, they need protection from themselves and also for others. But if you have peacekeepers trying to come forward and trying to act in ways a light worker would, um, and their lights are being quieted, they're being stepped on and like snuffed out, like that's not okay. But it happens all too often. It might manifest as a desire to break out of the mold of your life and bust through stereotypes. Oh my god, stereotypes are the worst. I could go on and on about that. That's like a video for another day. Pray to Our Lady to help you feed your hunger in the most conscious, constructive, and healing way possible. She wants to help you now, and only she can truly feed the world. Okay, so. Oh my god, he just puked on me. 1 second. So before I end today's video and thank everyone for joining me, I want to share one last thing with you. It is the healing process and affirmation for the card that we just read, Our Lady of Nourishment. Again, this is the Mother Mary Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. Okay, so this is a healing process and affirmation. This is a visualization exercise. So if you would like and join me, you can close your eyes, relax, get comfortable, listen to my voice, practice this visualization exercise. Just release any resistance, negativities, judgments, barriers. Release all that and just be open-minded and receptive to whatever imagery comes to you, whatever thoughts come to you. Be mindful of that. Sit with that, experience that. You are in a softly lit room with a baby being fed by its mother. Feel the peace and quiet in that room, the contentment. The mother softly coos to the baby, perhaps singing a gentle lullaby. The child is in sleep bliss, fed and hungry and comfortable. Be with the feeling of this. It may be lovely or it may be confronting if this was not the reality for you. You may find it foreign and strange or easy to imagine. Whatever you feel is fine, just notice it. Say the following prayer. I call upon Mother Mary, Our Lady of Nourishment, who loves me unconditionally. You, who know my deepest hungers and desires, please help me to be truly nourished. Mother, I ask for your support, intervention, and assistance that my soul may be fed, that it may thrive, bringing passion, light, and presence to this world, igniting the souls of others too. May your will be done. Place your hands on your heart and imagine the love of the Divine Mother Mary gently flowing in, like mother's milk in through your hands and pouring into your heart. Stay there for as long as feels good, nourishing, or appropriate for you. You may like to close your eyes and relax for several moments like this. When you are ready, simply say this affirmation to close your healing practice. We're going to say the following affirmation aloud 3 times. Our Lady of Nourishment True feeds my soul, and with all that is real, I grow strong in my light and my presence, becoming a lover and a holy child of this world. Our Lady of Nourishment True feeds my soul with all that is real. I grow strong in my light and my presence, becoming a lover and a holy child of this world. Once more. Our Lady of Nourishment True feeds my soul with all that is real. I grow strong in my light and my presence, becoming a lover and a holy child of the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. Excuse me. Have a blessed day, and peace be with you.